This is 12 3-minute rounds.
Okay, boys, I spoke to you both of them, Justin. You know what's expected of you. Punch with the knuckle part of the glove. If one of you goes down, the other go to the furthest corner. Break when I tell you to. Defend yourself at all times. Shake hands, boys. Good luck to you both.
Dave Stewart's second attempt and a second defence of the coveted 9 stone 9 Lonsdale belt for Jon Thaxton, who follows great champions of the past to hold this title like Freddie Welsh, Jack Kidbird, Ken Buchanan, and of course my colleague here at ringside, Jim Watt, who must be proud that it's in the hands of a deserved loyal battler.
Yep, my old title is in very good hands at the moment. Already he's landed with the left-hand lead from the southpaw stance. Wants to make an early impression. He knows Stewart maybe not all that confident at the moment, and he doesn't want to allow him to build in. This is a fast start from him.
Yeah, Thaxton believes that it'll be far too strong for the tall air fighter now based in Wanstead, who gave a good account of himself when he fought Lee Meager for this title last year, but came apart under pressure, was floored and stopped in 6 rounds, and Thaxton applying some of that straight away.
See, Stewart doesn't want to meet Thaxton head on this early. I mean, Thaxton's not going to keep this pace going, so you don't want to be drawn into a battle too soon. He wants to try to get the jab working, just block. Even if he loses the first round, he doesn't want any damage, just box himself into this.
So proud of holding this belt, Jon Thaxton. And this time he says he's 100% fit. Only about 50% when he fought Scott Lawton.
And his attention is to have a quick start. He's actually a little bit ragged at the moment, Thaxton. So if Stewart just keeps his wits about him, we can catch him with some good solid punches, and with Thaxton's history of facial damage. You see a little bit of blood already, strangely enough, on Stewart's forehead.
Yeah, just a little spot on that forehead. And he catches Thaxton there. If he can find the range, get into a rhythm, and that confidence kicks in.
Thaxton not finding the target here. He's putting out a lot of work here. He's not going to keep this pace going, but he's missing badly and he's ragged.
They're blasting his way forward, Thaxton. Stewart, keep a cool head. He's got a good boxing brain.
Well, Stewart's picking the punches nicely. Thaxton's the one who's making the mistakes, punching out of range. Stewart's defences are good, so I think this is as good a start as he could have hoped for.
Attempting to pump out the jab, Dave Stewart. Body shots from Thaxton. Dave Parris says keep them up. He'll be aiming for that, a long wiry frame of Stewart.
Thaxton is walking on to far too many punches. He's too keen to get the upper hand in this fight. There's a long way to go. Excellent start for Stewart.
Welcome back to the famous York Hall in Bethnal Green. Jon Thaxton's corner, run now by Graham Everett, but of course with the Ingalls alongside, as he'd had all the way through his career.
10 seconds. Second round, round 2.
Here's the second round, the southpaw stance of the 33-year-old from Norwich, Jon Thaxton, in his 40th outing. Finally a British champion, defending against Dave Stewart. In his 22nd, he's only ever lost once, and that's to Lee Meager. But never fought the same sort of competition and opposition as Thaxton, who's been in with some of our very finest over the years.
Yeah, that is the problem for Stewart, but you have to ask if 32, with delaying this any longer, enhance his chances. I don't think it would have done. The right to take the chance. And I have to say, full credit, he's doing okay in the early stages.
Whipping his body into shape in the Alps at altitude. Dave Stewart. Finding some shots here to trouble Thaxton, who's come out flying, but he's using up energy.
I think Thaxton needs a little bit more thought in what he's doing. He's been picked off here, and his own shots have been blocked. There's not a deal of method in what he's doing, no structure. He's better than this, and as you've just said, he's using up a lot of steam here.
Mark under the right eye of Jon Thaxton as well, who's been cut on the left in his last couple of fights. Once he lost a challenge to Jason Rowland in this very ring many years ago for the British light welterweight title, plagued by facial damage.
Good defensive work also from Stewart. I mean, he is really keyed up for this. He knows the danger that Thaxton presents. He's picking some beautiful punches here.
Boxing really well, Dave Stewart. Keeping compact, sensible.
Yep, and not wasting anything, which is very important over the championship distance. Thaxton, by comparison, is using up a lot. He's putting everything into this. I don't know if he fancied an early stoppage. Don't know why.
Stewart made a good start against Lee Meager, but crumbled under the heat. This is an excellent beginning as he tries to wrench the British title from Thaxton, who seems out of sorts at the moment.
I don't think he's physically out of sorts. There's just no structure to what he's doing. He's just trying to blast Stewart out of there. And he's going to have to change here. What he's doing is not working. He's picked off the jab, working excellently for Stewart.
And the technical ability coming out here of Dave Stewart. His team really fancied that they can pull off the upset. Glowing he's been, that's what they've been saying in the build-up. And he's boxing well, Stewart, as he raises his arm.
Him over. I'm not doing anything. Don't be bothered about referee. Listen to me. When you bring his head over, give him 2 body shots in first.
Rather unsettling start for Jon Thaxton.
Yeah, but he doesn't look all that happy, and that's exactly why he's been picked off with beautiful long-range punches. I'm sure Stewart came into this fight with a plan, and it looks to me as though it's working perfectly at the moment.
Thaxton, who won this title against Lee Meager. Meager, who of course beat Stewart. So the form line is with Thaxton, and Lee Meager's here tonight. And when we asked him earlier, he said, I've got a sneaking suspicion Dave Stewart might pull this off. Styles, of course, are very different. Thaxton trying to dig his feet into the ground and get maximum leverage. Orthodox to southpaw.
I think we should also remember that Stewart punches a little bit sharper than his record suggests. So many 4-rounders against journeymen who just want to go the distance. He punches a lot harder, and if Thaxton's not careful, we'll see some of those cuts reappearing. Hopefully not.
That's right, he's met the old warriors like Peter Buckley 3 times, and very difficult to stop those guys. 5 knockouts on the record. Thaxton's feeling 1 or 2 of these because they're accurate.
And that's what Thaxton lacks, the accuracy, pushing the shoulder in there. I think it's just this kind of unorthodox style he adopts at times. I don't think that was malicious. But again, a lot of steam being used up by Thaxton in this round, doing a little bit better.
More of a bump beginning to swell under the right eye of Jon Thaxton. I mean, with all this experience over the years, Jim, he's completed 12 rounds 4 times. He should be able to pace himself by now.
Yeah, and this is his 14th fight over the championship distance. I don't know if he wanted to make a quick impression, if he fancied a quick stoppage. He says he hasn't underestimated this fellow. I wonder, has he?
Blood to the nose of Stewart, but sharp punching from the tall, orthodox man. And a right hand as well, straight down the middle. Not often you see Jon Thaxton dominated like this.
Well, his own punch is a beautiful right hand.
Wonderful shot by Dave Stewart. A dramatic beginning to this British title affair, and we're only in the 3rd round. Damage to Thaxton.
And you also have to remember how gritty Dave Stewart is. He's tough, he's tall, he's thin, but he's gritty. And nothing that Thaxton has done has seemed to trouble him in the slightest.
The right eye is cut. And the bump underneath it is bad. A welt is growing. And the problems may be mounting for the British champion. He smiles.
And still no real method seen in what Thaxton is doing. He's still trying to blast his way back into this fight. And again, picked off. The quality punches again coming from Stewart.
That's better, man. Give me a swab, quick.
Steady pressure from Dave Stewart.
Shots out.
Thaxton sprints back to his corner. He's so wound up for this. Is he getting the battle plan all wrong?
It's maybe the biggest problem he's got. He's just maybe too wound up. When your punches are missing, you don't keep throwing them. You take a deep breath and think what you're doing, but Thaxton just keeps doing the same things. No structure, no control in his boxing, and he's picked off when he makes mistakes for the first half minute of a round or so. Stewart does the right thing, he tucks up, keeps nice and tight. Then, the last couple of minutes, he goes to work. And what a start for him.
He has been unlucky over the years, Jon Thaxton, with his cuts, and also where Ricky Hatton was so badly cut in the first round of their fight. Went the distance, of course, and Hatton won. He gave a good account of himself that night, Jon Thaxton. Many people here believed he'd chew up Dave Stewart and be far too powerful.
I mean, if I was advising Stewart, I would say just be nice and cagey the first 45 seconds of every round. Give Thaxton his little burst, then start nailing with the long shots. Don't trade with him in the first minute of any of the rounds. He's too strong.
He's come up the quiet way, Dave Stewart. He did work with Jeff Fennick in Australia. Top trainer, of course.
And he has not been pushed back, Adam. He's standing his ground here. I think Thaxton is depending on putting him on the back foot and keeping him there. He's standing his ground here.
But he said beforehand, Stuart, he's done the weight much better this time. And that Thaxton will be worried when he realises how strong he is.
Thaxton missing badly again there.
Disjointed from Jon Thaxton, but he does have the power, that equaliser. Remember when he flattened Paul Scrap Iron Ryan in this ring? Never count out that left hook, Jim.
I tell you, for such a tall fighter, I'm impressed the way Stewart keeps his chin between his shoulders there. He keeps them down. Too many tall fighters pull away from punches. Do that against Thaxton and you're in big trouble. He's not doing that. Really good controlled boxing.
Yeah, he's not upright, is he? He's moving well with the style.
Yeah, he stands tall, but his chin's not high, and he steps back from punches, doesn't pull back from them. They're just little half step backs here. This is a closer round here. Thaxton maybe realising he has to come up with something else. But good defence again from Stewart.
A swinging in Thaxton. But Stewart proving that he has been well schooled. Thaxton's defence non-existent there.
I know it's early in the fight, but we'll have to start looking who finishes the round stronger, because that can be very important because of the pace that Thaxton. A beautiful right hand from Stewart.
Clinical punch from Dave Stewart. Thaxton's got bags of heart, but he's being outboxed here.
He's been outfought, Adam. That's his trouble. He's been outfought. Outboxed, you can maybe expect that for a couple of rounds, but he was outfought there.
Stewart doing everything right. Jon Thaxton hasn't lost since Eamon McGee beat him 5.5 years ago. Great stuff.
Next week on Friday Fight Night, Commonwealth Super Bantamweight title action. Isaac Ward faces Agnete Larea. We're live from Peterlee, 10 o'clock, Sky Sports 1.
Intriguing
Hold 10
British
seconds.
lightweight title fight here. Hot favourite Jon Thaxton in trouble.
Seconds out, round 5.
Bruise cut on that right eye. And being given a bit of a boxing lesson so far by the unheralded Dave Stewart. He seems to have bags of belief despite the failure last year.
Well, whatever confidence Dave Stewart brought into the ring with him, it's only been heightened because of the wonderful start he's had. Thaxton is the one who has to come up with something else, and this is the corner that doesn't look all that happy.
Did have a good win over Pakpo Alotti in Nottingham after the meagre fight, Dave Stewart. 10 rounds, so he'll be confident that he can last the pace too. But Thaxton, if he gets close and works the body, could be turning things around.
I would have said a few more contests like the one you just mentioned for Stewart, but it maybe made him a little bit more rounded. He's had too many fights at the journeyman level. A good left hand from Thaxton.
Yeah, good shot. And that is always the danger with the Norwich southpaw. He's got to keep this up, Stewart, on his game the whole time, concentrating. A little bit like Colin Lynes did when he won the British light welterweight title this year against Barry Morrison.
Yep, good advice. He wants to find space, he wants to be stepping back out of there, not standing his ground. Do what's been working for the first few rounds. Don't change unless you're forced to change.
Will he be drawn in to a slugfest? Thaxton is experienced and coming out on top.
Well, Thaxton is winding up every punch he throws. He's trying to turn this round with one punch, but it's just more gas leaving the tank for no great return.
Some blood on the bridge of the nose of Stewart. Right hand again picks the shot sweetly. Good fight.
Well, Thaxton got his punches home a couple of times in this round. Stewart's taking them and looking straight back at him. I wonder how Jonathan feels about that.
Lonsdale belt on the line means so very much to these fighters.
Well, Thaxton's winning this round in my card, but I'm just wondering how much is he using up to do that? And just beginning to struggle with the pace towards the end of the round.
These right hands from Stewart are good, but he did fall apart at about this stage against Lee Meagher. He's got to just stick it together. That's good work.
But Stewart really must be up for this. This must be a far better start than he dreamed of. Good round though for Thaxton.
Bit of Vaseline, Nige.
Well, Jon Thaxton brought all the seasoned experience into the ring, but the quality at times has been with this man, Dave Stewart, and in the amateurs he learnt how to throw that jab, and he's doing it well tonight.
Well, that tells quite a bit of the story, 23-9. Now, Thaxton, it's okay setting a crazy pace if you're making the other fella fight at the same pace, but Stewart still seems to be boxing within himself.
Here's the 6th round, the black skirt-like attire with a gold trim of Jono Thaxton. As always, the same outfit, and the gold of Dave Stewart. Not a polished performance at the moment. A good challenge, shoulder going in. Thaxton trying to rough up Stewart. That's good tactics, isn't it?
It certainly is, yeah, that's what he has to do. And I wonder if Stewart's lack of championship experience will be a problem. The first minute of a round is not the important minute, it's the second two. So really, he should just pace himself for the first minute, block everything that's coming, then get down to work. Doesn't want to meet Thaxton in the first minute of any of the rounds because he's dangerous. And that's when he's most dangerous.
Is Stewart physically hard enough? That might become an important question. They have to deal with a crisis, get through it, to come down the stretch. Right hand for Thaxton, who's just beginning to get one or two off now.
Yeah, but a couple of times he's landed his big punches and then stepped back as though he's expecting a result from them, and a little look in his face when he hasn't got that result. I wonder if he feels the punches that he's already landed should have got this job done already.
Yeah, over half his wins have come by knockout, 17 in total. A few spectacular as well.
Not the same quality in Stewart's work in this round. Feeling the pace, and little wonder.
Now the jab not quite. Now solid there from Stewart, and Thaxton maybe growing in confidence here. It's a vital part of the fight for Stewart.
But what I do like about him, he still has control over his boxing. I think Thaxton's lacked that from the first bell. But Thaxton always dangerous, as he's shown so often. Again, the longer we go into the round, the more ragged he becomes, and the more success we see from Stewart.
Wild there with that lunge, Thaxton. Some of these rounds are close, difficult to score. Good from Stewart there, right hand. And a slight effect on Thaxton.
Well, another round that Stewart has finished the stronger over the championship distance at this stage in the fight. That could be significant.
Thaxton, who spent so much of his life in the Sheffield Winkerback gym, and Junior Witter, a stablemate with Ed Robinson.
Well, Junior, is your stablemate Jon Thaxton getting outboxed here?
Not really. It's a very close fight. I've got it all level now. There's parts where he's getting slightly outboxed, but his fighting style and the things he's doing are bringing him back in the fight. He had 2 good rounds in the 4th and the 5th, and I just think that round were a little bit closer. So, all in all, it's a 50-50 fight right now, and it's all to play for.
What's the crucial thing now, Thaxton's experience or Stewart's youth?
I think it's Thaxton's experience. It's experience versus youth. It's just a case of, does it allow that to come forward and use his skill, use the boxing that he's got in the backup, that he's got in the bank. And I think it's going to come through now, and I think Thaxton's going to start to take over from this round or maybe the 8th round.
Thank you, Junior.
Junior Witter, who had that fabulous win over Vivian Harris at the beginning of our boxing season. Wonderful world champion, and maybe he doesn't get the credit that he should do. Second half, British lightweight title fight, and it might be close on the cards of Mark Green, Marcus McDonnell and Ian John Lewis. Who's got the upper hand?
Well, if you ask me who's the happier of the two, I'm sure it'll be Dave Stewart at the moment. Thaxton's struggling to find his best form. Stewart, I'm sure, much happier than he thought he may have been at this stage in the fight. And this is not really pressure at the moment from Thaxton. He's standing off, winging those single swings again.
Body shots from Thaxton, trying to slow down Stewart. It's the round where he caught up with Scott Norton after the Stoke fighters' brave effort in Norwich in March. Good jabs there from Thaxton.
Yeah, but they were trading jabs. He wasn't landing without taking one back. There's a bit of a confident look about Stewart's work at the moment. Nothing that's happened seems to have troubled him too much.
Yeah, under pressure, he has kept his head so far, Dave Stewart. Extending that big reach again.
Thaxton is no longer working at a pace. He's trying single bombs. So this is a time, really, it's important for Stewart to keep that chin where we've seen it for most of the night, down between the shoulders. Just keep pumping the long shots out. Thaxton's walking straight in.
Fitness fanatic, Jon Thaxton. Done a bit of personal training himself in Norwich. Runs with county runners. All right hand from Stewart. Wonderful countering shot. He's putting on an excellent display and showing what he can do here.
We're seeing decent head movement from Thaxton, but then when he stops, his hands are down at his hips, and then he's caught. Stewart is taking his time, picking the right time to throw the shots, and that was a lovely right hand he delivered there. See, Thaxton, the head movement, and there's too long after the head movement before the punch comes.
right though from Thaxton, and again. Looking for the angles. But he might have learnt on that Winkerback Hill alongside Nassim Hamed and Ryan Rhodes and Johnny Nelson, of course.
I thought I saw a little kind of tired stumble in Thaxton's legs there just as he was clipped. He must really be feeling the pace because it has used up, or wasted actually, so much steam here.
Yeah, especially the last 2 or 3 rounds. Charging out to try and finish the job early. Tit for tat though at times. Really watchable British lightweight title fight. And it is such an honourable division. Greats over the years. Freddie Welsh, the Welsh wizard, twice a champion, went on to hold the world lightweight belt. Jack Kidbird, this is the Whitechapel Whirlwind, born just around the corner here in Bethnal Green. Dave Charnley also held the European and Commonwealth titles. Ken Buchanan, of course, won the world lightweight title. And his rival, a very youthful looking Mr. James Watt. Billy Schwer, one of our recent good lightweights as well, fought for a world title. It's an illustrious list. And I know Dave Stewart, Jim, looks up to you. He's calls you a hero, an idol, and he said he's going to win this belt. And listen to that commentary back.
Well, I don't think he'll be too upset at what I've been saying so far, because I couldn't imagine him doing this job any better at the moment. Still dangerous times ahead. Never count Jonathan Thaxton out, but Thaxton's actually standing off here. There's not the same intensity about his attacks as there was earlier. So this is a time when the smooth boxing and the long reach of Stewart could come into play.
A good spot, Jim. He's elected to box here, Thaxton. And Stewart has been doing that so well tonight. He's not looked phased, really, Stewart, has he?
As I've said, nothing that Thaxton has done has troubled him in the slightest. He's actually growing in confidence, becoming more aggressive now. And if he puts Thaxton on the back foot, provided that chin is where it's supposed to be, he could have a glorious day. Beautiful right hand.
Claps from the corner of Dave Stewart. It's a superb challenge, this. And at times, he's boxed beautifully, Stewart.
And still, Thaxton lacking accuracy. Glance with the left hook there, but so many of his punches are landing in shoulders and gloves. Right hand again from Stewart. And again.
No real answer. There's a cut, though. Cut to the right eye of Dave Stewart. To add to the mix.
It was a thin stream of blood, so it doesn't suggest it's a horror cut. But who knows, and who knows is it going to worsen? We'll get a look at that.
He was cut against Lee Meager. Oh, it looks bad. It's bleeding quite heavily, Jim.
When I saw the thin stripe, I thought maybe just a nick, but it looks worse than that.
Head clash caused the cut. And it looks nasty. Remember, under British rules, if he's pulled out, that'll be it. Won't go to the scorecards. Thaxton is spurred on at the sight of blood. And this is where the championship experience might come into play.
Well, I don't think Thaxton has used his experience so far in the fight, so this will be the first time he's done it. Still.
Right hand, Jim. A good shot. He's finding the holes now in Stewart's defence, and this is going to ask questions of the Scotsman. Can he hold up? Right hand from the Norwich man. And the crowd are absolutely loving it. Back up Stewart. Wonderful round, the 8th. Heavy blows going in. A bloody face now from that cut for Dave Stewart.
This may be the defining round, Adam, the one that decides who's going home as champion. What a tough round that was.
What an excellent round of boxing. The commitment and honour shown by this man.
They're the heads coming together. That's what caused the cut, unintentional, as you can see. But terrible news when everything was going so well for Dave Stewart. But look at the way he responded. If Thaxton really went for it when he saw the blood, how much more steam has he used up in those exchanges?
It's nothing, Dave. All right, mate? Dave. Yeah, you're lovely, all right? Yeah, you're boxing beautiful, mate. Don't get in a war with him, Dave. Yeah, don't get in a war with him, yes?
He is boxing beautifully, excuse the language. Emotions running high in that corner. Terry Stewart said nothing to worry about the cut. He's a good man to have there. Normally has a cool head, and that's what Dave Stewart has shown. But there are plenty of rounds left for Thaxton to still get this job done. Right hand was a good shot.
We also have to remember, as the fighters tire, big punches have more of an effect than they did in the early stages. That was a good right hand. That could have sapped some of the steam from Dave Stewart. His legs a little bit unsteady with that one too.
Yeah, balance not what it was. He tries to poke the jab out, but there's a spring in the step of Jon Thaxton, as if to say, I've been here before and you haven't. Good battles we're having this year, Jim.
Yeah, but this is a tremendous fight. Maybe for the first time, Stewart losing a little bit of composure. The eye bleeding badly again.
Not dampening his spirit, Dave Stewart.
Well, I think Thaxton's natural strength and toughness and determination coming into play now, and he may just have a little bit more of that than Stewart has.
Nice shot back from Stewart. Maybe needs more. That blood from the eye really gushing out now. And a body shot went in from Thaxton, and one to the head. Hard times for Dave Stewart.
Well, Thaxton really has responded in this round. There's more control in what he's doing. He's picking the target, stepping in with the punches, not swinging in with them. But what's taken him so long?
A bruising, tiring encounter. Who will be the last man standing?
Well, I wondered if the 8th round was going to tell us the story. Thaxton certainly come out firing, more so than Stewart.
There's certainly a swing, Jim. Stewart's trying to stay with him, but Thaxton's strength, the big shoulders. Good work from Jon Thaxton.
This may even be Thaxton's biggest round of the fight so far. He's put, again, so much into this.
It's an important session because there's still 3 to go. Carl Froch, Robert McCracken, Nick Hennessy, Junior Witt, and look at them all. Absolutely enthralled.
You got to do is keep your hands up there, Dave. Don't be silly with it, right? Feel good, last minute of that round. Keep that back, keep that back, right? He's going to be desperate when he comes out for his first 30 seconds.
Dave Harris having a look.
Don't mix it up. We're going to keep your hands nice and light. Don't mix it up. At the last minute of the round, right, you're stronger.
Trying to fire him up again, Dave Stewart. This might be the crisis time. Can he get through it? Body shots for Thaxton. All landed for Stewart. Good night.
See, Thaxton, the punches that were falling short out of range earlier are now finding the target. The pace is slowing. So, let's be honest, you don't need quite as much culture as you needed earlier. So a little bit of a turnaround in the fight for Jon Thaxton.
There's some differing opinions at ringside as well. It is close. 9 minutes left of this really enjoyable British lightweight title encounter. The champion, remember, Jon Thaxton, attempting to defend this successfully for the second time. The belt he's worked so hard for. But Dave Stewart wants it.
But Stewart must find a way of taking the initiative. He's been reacting to what Thaxton's been doing for the last couple of rounds. He must find it within himself to make the first move, take the initiative, or he's going to be bulldozed out of this.
He's trying to keep his defence there, his style together. Dave Stewart under the pressure now.
If Stewart's not going to throw punches, he must have some movement. He cannot stand in front of Thaxton trying to counter. Too late into the fight and too hard to fight. So movement is needed, or take the next level. Lovely right hand.
The uppercut there. And again, Thaxton, who's got a huge support here at the York Hall.
Dip in Thaxton's work now, so this is a time when Stewart has to step up to the plate, take the initiative, get his body weight forward. Too late to counter, too late to be cute.
A bloody battle at Bethnal Green, and still we don't know which way it will go. Attempting to get close now, Stewart.
Yeah, picking some nice shots now. You would think with the long arms he wouldn't be all that comfortable up close, but that was a nice little exchange. And he's had the last word in a few of these exchanges in this round, which hasn't happened in the previous two.
Yes, he has. Thaxton tries to get his jab back together. Another right hand from Stewart, who may have got through that 8th, 9th, and come on down the stretch. Whatever happens now, Dave Stewart has fought the fight of his career today.
Yep, Thaxton is standing off again. But this is a time when Stewart must really make an impression. This is close. And you know the old story which I don't go with, you have to go and take the title for the champion. Sometimes it does come into play, sometimes the champion does get the benefit of the doubt in most rounds. But what a fight this has been.
They're actually both under the same promotional banner, these two. You wouldn't have thought it, the way they're going at each other.
You can do 2 rounds. Come on. 2 shots. Give him legs. Come on. Take deep breaths. Up. 1. That's it. Come on. Gasp your fight, Tom. It's your fight. Just stick with it. Keep low and concentrate. Okay?
All right, Jono. Come on.
All right?
We've got that in the last minute, all right? Come on, take those balls.
This is Jon Thaxton.
So listen, all you fucking doing is control 6 minutes. Just be essentially, Dave. I want you to be sharp. Come on, round 11 and round 12, and that's it, Dave. 6 minutes, yeah? Dave? Box. Yeah. Come on then.
Despite the work on the eye, which is the calmer corner?
Well, it's just encouragement, it's not firing up. If they thought their fighter was losing, they'd be firing him up. But what they want to do is tell him to grit his teeth and hang on in there. I've got him in front, but I couldn't even dream what the judges have.
Really good one. Unfortunately, for all you at home, only 2 rounds to go. The championship rounds, they always say. Who will finish the stronger? Catch the eye of the judges. Mark Green sitting in front of us, absolutely engrossed, as everyone is with this.
This has been tremendous. There hasn't been a dip for a beautiful right hand from Thaxton. Thaxton switching again.
That one caught Stewart flush. Tries to work the body. He's walked through a lot of these tonight, Dave Stewart.
Yeah, well, this is just time for sheer strength, determination and will to win. And certainly Thaxton has never lacked any of those. At the moment, maybe he's just digging in that little bit more.
Thaxton so desperately wants to keep this belt. Stewart knows this is his big chance. He's 32 now. done well with the eye. Terry Stewart in the corner. Jono rings out around the York Hall.
Just forcing himself to pump the punches out, Thaxton. I'm just thinking that was almost a clinch we saw there from Stewart. How many clinches?
Dave
Amazing.
Harris
Hasn't been involved.
Not at all. Great to see. So competitive from the opening bell. Thaxton planting the body shots in. Stewart hasn't thrown many of those tonight. Not really in his makeup.
Just signs that Stewart's on an empty tank at the moment. Up there, he digs in again. I tell you, that's a massive effort even to get a worthwhile punch off.
Could be wilting though.
He's sagging.
40 seconds to go in the 11th. Uppercut from Thaxton, who's finishing strongly here. Will there be late drama to go with this terrific scrap? Just trying to bulldoze and break through that guard.
Well, that's what he's been doing all night long, Thaxton, but now the pace is slowed, they're both tired, things that didn't work earlier are working now. And Stewart struggling to stay with him at the moment.
That is the furthest that Dave Stewart's ever been. Never done 12 rounds. And he is very tired. Wow. Can't get better than that for you on Friday fight night.
I think what we're seeing now, a little bit of reversal. In the earlier rounds, Stewart was the happy corner, Thaxton's not so happy. You can see the switch in the clock, looking much more confident. But I believe this one really will go down to the wire.
2 up on your unofficial card to Dave Stewart, but a few people at ringside here are saying possible Thaxton 1 up.
Yeah, but you can see Thaxton more success in the later stages. I thought the cushion that Stewart gave himself in the first half dozen rounds or so when Thaxton was missing badly, maybe gave him enough of a cushion, but maybe not quite enough. We'll find out shortly.
12th and last round.
I tell you what, we wouldn't mind seeing this again. Whoever gets it, and they talk to each other. The respect in there between the two warriors. Who has more left in the tank in the final round? Could come down to this one.
Well, I don't think there's any question. The second half of the fight has been Thaxton's. So we're off. Beautiful right hand.
Oh, Jon Thaxton has hurt Stewart. He's bowed over. Oh, it almost came apart. And it's at the beginning of the final round. And Thaxton will pounce, surely. Left hook, big punches. Dave Harris looking on closely now. So brave, Dave Stewart. And he has to go down in the final round. Will he get up? He wants to, but he's slow to his feet.
But he's been on empty, Adam, all through the 11th round. He has nothing left. He's given every ounce.
Jon Thaxton on the verge of finishing this within the distance. What a shame for the Stewart camp. But this is where Thaxton's experience and his strength and knowledge and drive is coming in. Body shots. Oh, crippling Dave Stewart. Down he goes. And Jon Thaxton has managed to stop Dave Stewart. It was a titanic battle, but at the end, Stewart's class and bravery just ran out, and it is hats off to this British champion, who at 33 continues to amaze.
Unbelievable. In a night where he was really struggling, he's just prepared to dig in, do what's required. But another reminder that we've seen so often, how cruel a business this fight game is. Dave Stewart gave everything he had, couldn't have given it any more, but it's not enough at this level. Nothing to be ashamed of, but full credit to this guy here. He will not be denied. I mean, Stewart was running on empty from the late stages. But you can see Thaxton right from the off, he was throwing wide, wild shots. But the ones that were missing in early in the fight, the pace is slowed, they're now landing and they're now taking full effect. Punch resistance not the same as it was earlier in the fight when you're fit and strong, and he just could not keep himself upright, just pounded to the floor, as much exhaustion as hurt.
You know what, Jim? Jon Thaxton has kept himself in such terrific condition since 1992, and then when it matters, he could pull out something like this.
He's got to call on. I thought he'd misjudged the pace. I thought maybe he'd left himself with an empty tank, but not the sheer desire, physical strength and determination. Once more, he gets himself a result, and what a result.
I wonder if he was ahead or behind on the cards. It doesn't matter. He's taken it out of the judges' hands. Jon Thaxton with a dramatic defence of his British lightweight title.
Ladies and gentlemen, before I announce the decision, please join me in offering your applause to both valiant contestants. We have the time, 1 minute 34 seconds of the 12th and final round. Referee Dave Harris halts the contest. Stewart in no position to continue. Your winner, and having made his second successful defense of his British lightweight title, big applause to Jon Thaxton.